Hello, hello, So Sick Nash fan back with another beginner's guide for Multi-Blood type Lumina. And this time we have Aoko. She has finally arrived. The queen is back and DLC is out. We are excited. There has been a huge wave of players in the online circuit for Melty Blood, the PC version. So that's always exciting. A lot of players trying out Alco and Dead Apostle Noel. So a lot of stuff to still learn. The game is still new, it's still fresh. A couple of characters got changed here and there. So I've been grinding a lot of Alco. I like her a lot. She is a more advanced character. I'm not going to lie to you. But hopefully this guide will help anybody that has been thinking about adding Alco to their roster, because she has a lot going on, but I'll try to break down how her orbs work and how to utilize her orbs and how to utilize negative edge to your favor, which will be super important in playing Alco at the highest level. So let's pick a color. Let's go with the Android 17 color. That color is sick. Cool. Okay, let's go to the new stage. These stages also, all of the stages were free. So that's always nice. All these characters were free. And this stage is like definitely one of the sickest stages. I like the daytime stage personally, but this one is a super sick stage. Alright, so to get things started, the most important key tactic to mastering Alco is going to be orbs. She has two different types of orbs that you'll need to know the usage of each orb to use them to the best of your abilities. So she has the 214 series. She has 214A, 214B, and 214C, which is the super version. Now they all have a hitbox, so you can actually run into those orbs. So if I place this orb and Noel runs, she'll get hit, it'll explode on contact. So the thing about that orb though, it can be destroyed by buttons. So like if I place this orb out and Noel just jumps, she just destroyed that orb. So the orb can be used as an anti-air if somebody jumps into it, but if they jump into it with a button, then at that point they can knock the orb off the screen and potentially hit you if you are trying to camp behind the orb. So you have to be very careful of knowing where your opponent is when they jump, because she can definitely jump into that and get comboed. If you place that like right there, that's a little too far. Let's try right there. Perfect. Perfect. Something like that. You can place it, they jump into it, you get a combo, and you can go from there. Now, she also has a second orb, which is 421. 421 is a bit different because you can hold the button down. While you're holding that button down, this is actually not on the screen. So I'm gonna make Noel jump, place her right there, and this time she just falls right through it. I'm holding the B version right now. You can hold it with any button, like that, like that. I'm backdashing, but I'm just buffering. During my backdash, I'm just changing the button I'm holding. So right now I'm holding C, I'm holding A right now, I'm holding B. You can also change your negative edge while I'm hitting the opponent, and I'm still holding down the B version, and the orb is still on the screen. So something also unique about the 214 that I forgot to cover is if you hold the button down, it will just fly across the screen. You can stop it anywhere on the screen that you would like for placement of space control or to advance your mix-ups. So because I put it right here, yes, it does have an active hitbox. So if Noel did want to swing on my orb, I do have an option at full screen because Alco has a beam that goes full screen, her 236B. So if somebody does get a little antsy hitting your orbs off the screen, just remember that you can snipe them with a finger gun. So back to the most important orb that she has, 421 orb. So the thing about this, you can hold the button. It's called negative edging. While you're holding the button, you can do other actions. So I still have that orb on the screen while I'm doing other actions. Like that. It's still on the screen. So during my combo or during my sequence in general, I'm switching my buttons over. So let's say, for example, I have the C version out. I do this special move. I switched over to A. That move is already 623A. So while I'm holding that C, I switch over to 623A, and now I'm holding the A. So now I still have access to the B and the C versions. This is going to take a lot of getting used to if you've never played a negative edge character in any fighting game. Jury with negative edge in Street Fighter 4, Zato is always negative edge, and even Mei was negative edge in Guilty Gear Xrd. So if you're used to playing a negative edge character, it will kind of feel at home. You'll still have to get the muscle memory of Aoko down, but she has a lot of things that she can do with negative edge. So if you're not utilizing the negative edge, you're kind of missing out on a huge part of Aoko's game. In the corner, you can set up an orb, and you can actually do an overhead, and you can combo off of it if you let that orb go late. Just like that. Place another orb. And while that orb is out, just like I said, you can do actions. You can do other actions while you're out. You see me rebeating, the orb is still on the screen. Like that. Orb is still on the screen. So mastering holding your buttons down, and right now I'm still holding that A button. Mastering holding your buttons down is going to be the key to mastering Aoko. There's so many things that she can do while that orb is still out. She can throw you, release the orb, and combo you. Or she can just throw you and leave the orb out. It's up to you. Leaving the orb out can be smart because you can then go for overhead again and right back in the same situation. So negative edging, the best way I can tell you to practice it is sit in the training room and just do A, B, C, and each and every time you go over a button, hold the last button you press. So if I go A to B, I'm holding B, and then I'm holding C, and then I'm holding, like, just rinse repeat that. Go A, B, C, hold your buttons down with your finger, and when you relax your finger on that last button, especially if you're playing on stick, relax your finger on that last button and do other actions and practice other actions while you're holding that button down. If you're playing on pad, depending on your button layout, like if you have the triggers as a button, or even if you play like claw method on pad or something, just relax your finger on that last button. Like right now, I'm relaxing my finger on A, and just press the A and C versions of your moves. Kind of get used to that. Or backdash and press another button and hold it. Do the B version of her laser, and you still have that negative edge orb on the screen. So I'm going to show you a couple of tactics that you can use with negative edge orb. That makes... So for one, the slide is already safe. This makes this setup plus though. So if I put out this orb and I do the slide and I let the orb go, it's still my turn. So you're gonna have to guess whether A, I'm gonna let the orb go because I don't have to let it go. I can actually just slide into you and then throw you. So I never have to let that orb go. So it's gonna be a mind game when she's on your block and she has the orb, because you're gonna have to guess between, is she gonna do an action, is she not gonna do an action? Just because you're holding that orb down. So one of the coolest things that she can actually do, we have no L on she'll counter B. So this is pretty cool. If you have an orb set and you're standing right in front of it, generally speaking, I'll show you first what people are going to do. People are generally going to do the vanish right after your beam. That's going to be a very common thing. Same thing with something like that, but we're going to make her stand up so she can shield that. That's going to be a very common thing that people are going to do to Aoko. So to eliminate that, you can put a held orb on the screen and do an action after. Something just as simple as that. When they do the B option, if you're holding a A orb and you're standing right in front of it, you can opt to just keep shooting beams at the opponent, and if they opt to vanish, they'll just get comboed. And by vanish, I mean the B version. I call it vanish because of Dragon Ball. It reminds me of the Dragon Ball Z vanish and Dragon Ball Fighters. But being able to stand right in front of your orb and create a situation where a person cannot do anything is very, very scary, because they just know they're going to get hit if they do that. And another thing would be, not only can she eliminate that, but she can also eliminate burst on wake up because she can hold that orb. So that's really cool. We put an orb right here and we just shield. And you see I'm shielding and my orb is still on the screen. And I lose nothing for this situation. Even if Noelle wasn't going to burst, I lose absolutely nothing for this situation at all. Because I can let that orb go at any point in time. So if the opponent was to wake up and mash, that wouldn't work either. We're going to make her do a crouching A on wake up. Just like that. Just like that. And you'll get a free punish for there. And you could just go for a combo. So Aoko can utilize a lot with negative edge orb. So practice, practice, practice makes perfect. But you're going to have to master the art of holding buttons and charging with Aoko. It's the only way to advance your gameplay with this character and make her a huge threat in the meta. Aoko is one of the most unique characters in this entire game with how her orbs operate. Being able to hold the orbs while you apply pressure will be the key to mastering Aoko. Lots of training mode is required to take this character to the next level. Thank y'all for watching this Aoko's Beginner's Guide. Until next time.